Hi, I'm Steve from Phantom Factory. In this short video, I'd like to introduce you to our very own Axon Command Console. We've especially designed this console to help us teach programming with the Axon scripting language, and to give you a real interactive training experience. So let me show you how it works. For simple operations and Axon expressions, it works in the same way as the shell tool in SkySpark. In this first exercise, we need to write an Axon expression to add together these two numbers. First, we'll check the hint for any clues. Some help! And note that we can also reveal the answer if we get really stuck. We are in the practice mode, so this means we're free to try out building our Axon code as much as we like. I'll purposefully use the wrong number here to demonstrate, and evaluate my output by using the test button. It looks good. We are returning a haystack number. Let's see what happens when we use the answer mode now. Just as we suspected, it was incorrect. But look at the output information. We get the output from our own expression and the output that this exercise was expecting. So why not just copy the expected output as our answer? Aha, this failed too. The correct answer to this question is to write an expression. We're not interested in the final result per se, except to prove the accuracy of our code. In short, the answer to the exercise is not the expected output or the result of your code, it is your code. Our unique Axon console is designed with a form of unit testing, to be able to evaluate your code against various tests. We provide this output to help guide how to build your code towards the correct answer, and to mimic the real output you may encounter using the shell tool. In our example, here in the expected output, the console is expecting us to use one of the numbers from the question in our expression. In these simpler exercises and expressions in particular, we purposefully make it harder to cheat, as it were. We can answer these exercises an unlimited number of times. But if we are really stuck, remember we can always reveal the answer. If only we'd used the numbers in the question and the operator symbol from the hint. An alternative approach, if you really want to answer the question, but you're not sure what is going wrong, is to send us some quick feedback. We'll often send a helpful response within a day or so, leaving you free to carry on with your training until we can provide some assistance. Now, let's run through another similar expression exercise. Remember, our practice mode is here to test our Axon code and give us the evaluated result, as it would be in the Axon shell. When we're happy with our result, we can submit it as an answer and get further guidance on why our answer may still be incorrect for the exercise. We have another mathematical operation, and if we'd like some extra help, we'll check the hint first. Well, it is free. Okay, this time we're using the multiplication operator. Easy. First, we'll test our code to make sure we haven't mistyped anything. We can confidently now submit our answer. Fantastic, we got one. But wait, we have more features in the console to demonstrate. We can set up our Axon exercises with synthesized data to run your answer code against. This gives the experience of retrieving data from the Folio database, but all within our Axon console. We do not run a database for our question bank, but rather we synthesize data and unit tests for each and every question. Here's a fairly common use case for Axon: finding records in SkySpark with a tag name. What was that function again? Find all? When we test our code, we see an evaluated result just as we would in shell. My code now is returning an eval error. Don't worry, we teach you how to read these errors in the Axon Programmer course. So we'll just check the hint before, and we try again. Ooh, that's right. It's read all, not find all. Our new test output shows us that this code has retrieved some data, and it certainly looks like food. A quick submit in the answer mode, and success! Finally, and perhaps the most important feature to demonstrate, is our function format. The Axon console also has a function format for code requiring multiple lines. Our Axon Programmer course teaches the use of both expressions and functions, with functions more heavily used as the training progresses. Note here, in the provided first line of this function, we have actually passed an argument into the exercise, just as you may receive them in real situations. In this exercise, we need to write an Axon function that takes a name argument, and if name equals glitch, return the string "Hi glitch." For everyone else, it should just return "Welcome." Now, this is when our practice mode really helps us out. By using unit testing, we can accept any variety of function codes with any variable names you may like to use. As long as your code works using the parameters of the question, it should be marked as correct. Of course, the parameters of the exercise will normally be dependent on the learning point from the training topic. Here, this exercise would typically be used to consolidate the learning for using an if-else statement. So, there is a good chance that our unit test will be looking for the use of if and else in the code. Okay, well let's get on with this exercise to demonstrate how the test looks for functions. Well, it all looks okay, but just like in any programming role, typos are not your friend. Okay, the output tells us that something is not good. Perhaps I forgot the quotation marks for this glitch string. Nope, still missing something. This is when I would go back and reread the training material again. Oh, hang on, I've missed something. Now we're cooking. Let's submit the answer to see what happens. Hey, it worked! Using the practice mode in our Axon console encourages our learners to build their code out, in small stages, testing as they go. This is generally good practice in the programming world too. We've come to the end of this tutorial, and I hope that this helps to fully explain how to use our Axon command console. At Phantom Factory, we believe passionately in providing quality consolidatory training by using interactive exercises to properly assess your progress. And it is important to us that our digital tools help provide feedback and guidance where needed to keep your training flowing. We use the Axon command console in our Axon Programmer course and also in our new SkySpark Engineer training. And that's it for now. Thanks for watching.